Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, our next lesson is about the general character of viruses. If you look carefully, here are some of the general characteristics of viruses. I wrote these general characteristics just to remind you people. We have studied already this topic and it is just for reminding you people. Viruses are non-cellular, means they are not made up of cells. You know, that's why there is controversy that viruses are living or non-living. Then they are ultra microscopic, means they cannot be seen with compound microscope and can be seen only with the help of electron microscope. You know, it is just after the discovery of electron microscope that we could understand viruses properly. Then they are intracellular obligate parasites. They do not infect any host while living outside their cells. They are just obligate and intracellular particles. Then they are made up of nucleic acid and protein. They are nucleoprotein particles. Nucleic acid may be DNA or RNA. They do not have any organelle. When they are not made up of cells, so there is no question of organelles. They do not have protoplasm. You know, J. Purkinje discovered protoplasm and it is the sign of life. Because they do not have protoplasm, so they cannot be considered as living. It is one of the authentic and valid proof that they are non-living. They have no metabolic machinery, no enzyme, no ribosomes. They have no enzyme at all. They have only two of the enzymes can be assigned to them, or they can be said that they are present in viruses. These are reverse transcriptase and ribozyme. One of the characteristics of viruses that they have genome, which is very strong character for they are living. So, they may contain DNA or RNA. They do not generally contain both the DNA and RNA. Just Mimivirus is the virus from 5,000 different viruses which have both DNA and RNA. All other viruses just have either DNA or RNA as their genome. So, this was the general characteristics of viruses. Now, let us move towards the general properties of viruses. There are some properties of viruses by which we can classify the viruses into families, genera and species. What are the properties of viruses by which we can classify them? Number one, they are transmissible from unhealthy to healthy host or individual. They can be transferred from unhealthy individual to healthy individual, or from host to host, or from individual to individual by different means. They may transfer because of touch, they may be transferred because of rubbing of the leaves with one another, they may be transferred through different fluids, they may be transferred through different tools, or they may be transferred through air. There are some viruses which can be transferred through water and food, etc. Number two, viruses are so small that they can pass through the filter papers. Generally, you know, viruses can pass through the filter paper, but bacteria cannot. We can separate bacteria from any solution or fluid while passing this fluid or solution through the filter papers, but viruses can get along through the minute pores of the filter paper. You know, viruses are of very micro and minute size. They have just 18 nanometer in size, so they can pass through the filter paper minute pores. Next, all viruses are parasites, but their parasitism is different from that of bacteria and fungi and algae, because they can live and multiply only within their living host. They cannot live in and multiply out of their living host. Their response to the different chemicals, poison, drought and heat vary. Some of the viruses, they can be killed by heat, some of them can be killed by alcohol or formaldehyde or a soapy solution, you know, but most of the viruses cannot be killed through any of these chemicals. So that's why there are so many viruses which can never be killed, and if we disintegrate them, their genome, DNA or RNA even can be infectious. So they are highly infectious particles. They can cause infection in very minute doses. Only a single virion or a single viral particle is enough to cause the disease. You know, after 6 hours it will burst the cell in case of lytic cycle, and hundreds of viruses can be released from a single host cell. They can infect the next cells, and they can in this way can proliferate or propagate within the host and can cause disease. Most of the viruses cannot be killed by heat, cold or direct sunlight, although some of the viruses can be killed by direct sunlight or heat or cold temperature. They are host specific, means they can cause diseases to the specific host. As for example, if you remember, we have studied that HIV, human immunovirus, can cause disease in mankind, but it cannot cause disease in the monkeys where it proliferates in huge number. So they are host specific. Actually, they can enter into the host cell, or they can inject their genome into the host cell while attaching to a specific site which is called a receptor site, and those cells, those tissues and those individuals which do not have a receptor site for a specific virus, they cannot be attacked by the virus. So viruses are very specific. They are host specific. Although some of the viruses they have a wide range of hosts, but most of the viruses, they are host specific. Next, last but not the least, viruses cannot be affected through antibiotics. Viruses को antibiotics के ज़रिए से kill नहीं किया जा सकता. Antibiotics have no effect on them, although we have developed some of the antiviral drugs. But as far as antibiotics by which we can kill bacterial infection and we can remove bacterial infection, we cannot remove viral infection through any antibiotics. So they are antibiotic resistant. So these are the characteristics or properties of the viruses through which we can classify them into classes, into genera, into families and into species. I hope you understand this topic. If you have any question, you can ask me in the WhatsApp group, or you can also ask in the comments of YouTube. Inshallah, I will try my level best to answer your question. Thank you very much. Allah Hafiz.